Today I will cover all the generals under the Axis, and then we'll do another session on the Allies. So first of all, a big thanks to the Panzer of the Lake for helping me with some missing information on some of the medal costs. Maybe let me start illustrating how I structure this table. So here are all the generals, the tier, premium, and then there are 4 tiers, 4, 3, 2, and 1 star. Each general is specialized in one unit, and you can guess which one it is by looking at the skills. Sometimes they may have 2 stars in both artillery and navy, but then the skills are all navy or all artillery. That's the front where they belong, and then I created the rank. The rank are done by specialty, so number 1 is the best armor, best infantry, and so on. I created a coefficient. It's basically the equivalent attack of specialty unit, and is a sum of the attack. As you know, I judge the generals based on the attack. That's the most important thing. All the rest is secondary. And the attack score is compounded by some of the skills that can be attack amplifier. And then these are the scores across the different units, the different military type. The move, whenever it is above 3, I highlight it. In orange, I highlight the number that stand out. And then I highlight the skills which I think are very useful, because every skill adds something, but some skills are more important than the other. Here the cost, some generals are premium, they cost real money. The majority cost medals, a few are free. And then that's the attack cost ratio, which is basically calculated by dividing the specialty attack by the medal cost. So the higher the ratio, the best value for money is the general. And you'll see, when you see the overall ranking, there are here some 1-star generals like Boris that is actually quite high in the ranking, because these are all the generals, you see, because of outstanding value for money proposition. With that said, let's start looking. Looking at generals by specialty makes sense. There's no need to compare armor with artillery or infantry. So starting with the Air Force, I put number 1 Yamamoto. Yamamoto and Kessering have both a similar specialty equivalent attack, but Yamamoto is also Navy, so it's more versatile. They have similar skills. Yamamoto is carpet bombing, and Kessering is victory rush. Both skills are not that important, so really the big difference, also the attack cost ratio are similar, so the big difference is really the Navy. Okay. Then as a number 3, I put Graham. Is a 2-star general, so this 2-star is higher than the 3-star, because really the attack cost ratio is double, 769. It's only 195 versus 455 medal for Yamaguchi. They have the similar attack output, though Yamaguchi has the warning, which is still a useful skill, because it reduces the damages, but that's my call. Let's go into the armor. So number 1 for armor is a Guderian, in my opinion. Again, this is a bit subjective. Anyone can have a different thought, like in football. Guderian is I calculated this equivalent attack higher than Manstein, who's a premium general, by the way. So the fact that Guderian is non-premium makes him higher by default, because you don't need to pay real money. So Guderian is a bit slower than Manstein. Sorry, actually, that was in Air Force. So Guderian and Manstein have a similar speed. They have also, both have a Blitzkrieg, which is again about the critical hit rate. The Guderian has anti-armor and Tide of Iron. Tide of Iron is a plus 12 damage to the enemy. Anti-armor is 24% more damage to armors when you command an armor. I mean, where would you put Guderian? Of course, on an armor. So these are also good skills. Meilenstein has the critical hit rate, 24%, and the Panzer Group, which is like the wolf pack in the Navy, he has a plus 15 points of an attack, but also it gives the same bonus to any armor allies in 2 grids. So, but Meilenstein is 799 and Guderian is 1000 medal, so I'll go for 1000 medal anytime. I did the mistake to buy Meilenstein in World Conqueror, I'm not gonna do it again. The premium general doesn't make sense. So, Guderian number 1, Meilenstein 2, just as an objectivity, but a close number 3, I mean it could be number 2, is Rommel. Rommel is also has a similar equivalent attack, which is good. What screws the same speed, but what screws Rommel is the desert fight, which is really useless. I mean, except for the North Africa campaign, but you don't have much desert in the rest. And also, you don't have, I mean, you have Panzer Leader, which is good, and Tide of Iron, but you're missing Armor Assault or Anti-Armor. And in fact, also in terms of cost, you can see Rommel has an attack cost ratio of 399, which is below Guderian. Meilenstein we cannot really compare because it's against dollars. And then as a number 4, I put Graziani. Graziani has a far lower attack power, I mean only 15 points equivalized, and he has only Blitzkrieg as a useful skill. The other, I mean, Rumor is my favorite skill in World Conqueror, when you can customize the general, but since here you cannot. Rumor makes sense when you can have it on 3-4 generals, then you can get the cumulative impact that paralyzes the enemy. Here you don't, so it's kind of useless, again, in my view. Number 5, I put Messe, and I put Messe because he is free. He has a 10 output, and he has also armored assault, which again is the critical hit rate. Then Bock, because he's also free, and so that's an important quality. I put number 7 List because he has a slightly higher output attack, he has anti-armor again, and he has a higher attack cost ratio, 439 compared to the others, so he deserves a slightly higher spot. Honestly, this ranking at the bottom is not very useful because I don't think you're gonna get so many generals, but just in case, especially if you prefer to build your general slowly, start from the bottom ones, then this can be helpful. As a reminder, unlike World Conqueror, you cannot sell your crappy generals, so once you buy, those medals are burned forever. I done that mistake when I started this game. I bought a list actually, and I don't recommend you do that. Number 8, Kleist, because he has a Blitzkrieg. And then number 9, Enrici. Despite Enrici is a higher tier, is a 3-star versus all the previous 4, which are all 2 stars. He has a low attack cost ratio and no useful skills. So that attack of 15, it's of a lower importance compared to the other factor, either being free or the special skill. And lastly, Vex is a total loser. I mean, don't buy it. Now we move to artillery. In artillery, here is where the premium general really stands out. Zhukov attack, equivalent attack is double the next general, so if you have to spend money in a premium general, I would recommend you to buy Zhukov. 64 is really an animal. And then what do we see? Zhukov has also is fast, as a highest move, 3, and then all his skills are spot on: artillery leader, fire focus, and artillery barrel. So really good buy. Among the non-premium, number 1, I would put Leb. He has an equivalent attack of 36, and also it gives you a bit of versatility with infantry for some mission when you only have infantry, for example. And he has good skills for artillery: fire focus, artillery leader, and accuracy, which are all valuable. Fire focus is the 24% chance to attack again. Artillery leader sorry, my mistake, artillery leader, the chance to attack again. Fire focus is 12 points extra artillery damage. And then accuracy, critical hit rate, 24%. So these are good skills. Number 3, I put Badoglio. He has an equivalized attack of 27, and he also has a fire focus and accuracy. So with the cost ratio of 422, same efficiency like Leb, similar, slightly worse. That's why it's number 3. And as a reminder, I highlighted the general in bright yellow. These are the ones you can promote to the max, and the dark green are those that you should promote as a second priority, because to promote you need the special stars, which are scarce. Then number 4, I put Braukic. One of the reasons is his last name that is unpronounceable, but still you see it's a 2-star, so he's far away above Hot, which is a 3-star. Why is that? He has an equivalent attack of 16, so that's numerically higher, and then he has a fire focus and a cost ratio of 561, because it's only 285 medal. That's why. Number 5, Nenonen. He has an attack of 10. He has accuracy, and again a very high attack cost ratio of 556, because it costs only 180 medals. And again, at that level, I mean, you don't need 5 artillery generals. It's very unlikely. So maybe you cannot afford you don't want to buy premium. You cannot afford the Leb and Badoglio. So for a backup artillery, focus there. Hot is a 3-star, but it's not hot at all. He has an attack of 15. It's armored assault, but you see it's too expensive. So his attack cost ratio 233. And then Keitel and Kukler, not much to say. I mean, just ignore them. They're totally useless. And then we are left with 2 last units, infantry. So this is the most conspicuous group for the Axis at least. There are 15 generals with the infantry as a main specialty. And so, I mean, I will not spend too much time on the bottom ones, because I doubt you will have 15 generals active. So Eisenhower is the premium guy. He has slightly more attack than the others, with a 5 score of infantry. And also Eisenhower is the most versatile. Has also 4 Navy and 4 Air Force. So if you buy, at least you can leverage it in there. And he's fast. He has an army group, which is like the Wolfpack. Yeah. In the non-premium, I put as number 1 and number 2 in absolute Yamashita. He has again a slightly higher attack of 32, and he's fast. He's a move of 3. And he has a guerrilla, which is a 50% chance that the enemy doesn't fight back. So this is the equivalent of Blitzkrieg. And he has a bayonet charge, which is an extra 12 hits, which are factored into the specialized attack. It's expensive though. You see the ratio 3. The average ratio of all the general of the Axis is 481. So Yamashita has 395, which means he's more expensive than average per hit. Then number 3, I put Kuribayashi. He's a 3-star general, so higher than 4-star Rundstedt and Mannerheim. The reason it's higher is a slightly better attack, and he has a radar and bayonet charge with the 439 attack cost ratio. In number 4, I put Rundstedt. He has a 25, but also what he has is a fire suppression, which is a 40% reduction of damage from counterattack, which is important. The infantry leader is also important, but is already captured into the adjusted attack hit, and so you see his yield is very poor, it's 271, because it costs over 900 medals. Number 5, I put Model. He's a 3-star general, so he has a lower output than Mannerheim, but it's free. And as usual, I put a high value on the fact that the general is free. His skills are useless, he's slow, but it's free. Mannerheim, number 6, is not free, Actually, it's very expensive for what he gets you, but he has still a 25 attack. And a move of 2 with the rumor as a little plus, but a 352 attack cost ratio because it costs 700 medals, which is a lot. You can buy a Govorov for that money. And then you will be surprised to see number 7 a 1-star general, and also actually from 7 to 10 they're all 1-star. And again, check the attack cost ratio, you will understand. 7, 7, 5.7. They all have a similar attack, they're all within 10 to 15 range. A couple of them, they have a speed of 2. All the skills are quite useless, except for Cavallero and Shorne. They have one. The first is Raider, the second is an infantry leader. So again, I wouldn't pay too much attention with this bottom general because unlikely you will use them all, but at least put a high value on the attack cost ratio. That's my reco to you. Last, Navy. And guess again, even here, Donitz is the star, so I put him in number 1. He has the highest attack, 43, and also is the fastest one. Very, very important. And a great skill, Torpedo Expert, which is a 24% more damage to the Navy. The Wolfpack, which increases his attack, but also his surrounding allies. And Warning, avoids a 30% damage from the Navy. The ratio of almost 5, so above average. Great buy. Strange that in Glorion General there is not, by the way, the bonus, the general special mission to get a discount on generals like in the other games. It's a bit of a miss. Number 2, I put Nagumo. Nagumo is a very odd because it's the only non-premium general which has a 5-star in one skill, but that is not enough to make him better than Donitz. His attack, despite the 5-star, it's only 37, I mean only relatively. He's slightly slower than Donitz, and he has 2 good skill versus Donitz 3. Similar cost, slightly better than Donitz. And in fact, I didn't put my little indicators, I apologize. And actually, I will put in light green because the Navy and Air Force are less important than artillery and armor, and potentially infantry. So here we don't upgrade as much as you should upgrade in armor, artillery, and infantry. And then as a number 3, I put Riccardi. Again, Riccardi has a very high output, 27 hits with the naval gun strike and destroy. But most importantly, is free, and as well is free Ozawa. Ozawa is less powerful, but is free, and is slightly lower. He has also organization that when the unit is damaged, still will deliver the same attack output. Normally when the unit is damaged, the attack output is reduced. And then I put another surprise general, a 1-star as number 5, Kondo. Kondo has an attack cost ratio of 762 and Warning, so reduced damage from the attack. And the next is Campioni, also is a 1-star. They both have a 16 output. Campioni has, again, it only costs 185 medal, so has an attack cost ratio of 865. And then I have Raider with Koga and Horthy as the last one, which is, again, he gained the total loser price. So that's my analysis of the Axis, quite lengthy, but the table really helps because you can compare the facts. I mean, what I like about this analysis is fact-based. It really helped me, for me, how to choose my general path. So I hope you find it useful as well. Take care, and because I spend a lot of time making this analysis, I really appreciate if you subscribe to